I think given the time we have, we'll have to be more fatafat, we'll have to put in our thoughts. Which is why I had put the agenda also early, meaning in the morning itself.
And the clarity in their whatever goals, clarity, bringing in clarity and checking.
Time we have, we'll have to be more fatafat, we'll have to put in our thoughts. Which is why YouTube. So clarity in goals. Also for this course correct, what was the alternate you were giving?
Direction, like I was asking whether is it correct that I understood, is it correct? Course correct is it the direction? And assessing their progress. Like last also, Kirtika was giving some, we were discussing about that. Where are you like progress?
Are we saying it is our objective to assess their role, their progress?
Yeah, asking for the assessment, like where are you? Are you in the same, like again, it is connected to, I guess, direction to their journey. Assessing also.
But see, are we assessing? That is what I'm asking.
Yeah, we can also assess. Yes.
That is one of our objective. Is it to assess their, or Vijay Prasad, you have a thought? You were saying something na, for assessing?
Self-tracking. Make them self-trackers.
Yeah, so which one we want? We want to assess or we want to help them assess themselves?
I prefer to assess themselves.
Yeah, but as a guide, I guess we also have to have this assessment from our side. So where are they? We have to be like, responsible for that also. Like,
I have two thoughts here as I'm listening to this, to these options. I'm just thinking like, this whole course correction or giving them a direction, like more than we telling them that they need to go this way, let them decide on their way, let them make those mistakes. I'm thinking they're what, 16, 17, 18. I mean, let them figure it out by themselves. I'm thinking, I am seeing us more as to be able to expand, like if they understand a certain spectrum, we are there to add to that spectrum. But I'm thinking, should we really course correct as in change the way they are thinking? Then in some way we've become like a system that's telling them what to do, right? I mean, the whole idea is for them to discover their own journeys, also fail in the process. So just thoughts that's coming to my mind.
So can you summarize it as a point?
One point I'm thinking is expand their whatever perspectives or connections, networks, resources. I mean, we can add value there. I mean, they might know
explorations, their explorations. Yeah, when I read direction, it's not that me giving the direction, but discussing the direction and where are they, and also giving our insights, inputs also is not a wrong thing. If it is needed, where needed.
How do we observe need?
Vinod, since you brought this point of course correction, you will have to elaborate a little more what you have in mind.
From my side, what I feel, Ratnesh, is that right now they are like blind leading the blind kind of a situation. I mean, they just picked up a few spots. And from there, I'm seeing a situation, at least in my two boys' situation, is now they are basically doing certain things without too much of commitment or guidance. So that is something which I felt maybe some kind of a on-campus or I don't know which place that gap has to be filled in. But at least from my side, I'm not able to give that kind of quality time on them. That's where we thought we have brought them here to get a little bit of focus and direction. So that's where I thought the word course correction is required.
Why not give them certain time so that they have this freedom to explore? They are actually setting this 4 months, right? To explore and all that. Let them try. And then we can ask in between also, after 4 months also, whatever domain you have chosen, are you happy with that? Where are you? All these kinds of questions we can ask. And then we can ask whether they need help or whether they want to change domain. Are they happy? All these things we can ask. I feel that way would be better, because as they are in this, freedom is, I guess we have to give that freedom without interfering with their explorations. And as they are young, I guess they are young, 15, 16, they have this time on their side, like 3 to 4 years, they can explore. That is what I feel. At least till 18 years, they can explore whatever they want to explore. And then afterwards, they will figure out on their own. Of course, we are there, guides are there, mentors are there, all this system will be there to support them. Like safety net, we are there. And in that safety net, let them explore, let them get the freedom.
So from what I'm hearing Vinod speak, I'm understanding that we are talking about interventions in how they are going about their whole exploration. As in, they may be doing it a certain way. Maybe there is some more commitment that needs to come in, some more rigor that needs to maybe come in from their end, and how we can kind of help them or guide them to get into that zone. Is that how you're looking at it, Vinod?
So almost close enough, Kritika. So I might just add, I don't want to specifically pick up names, but maybe when we meet separate, we can talk. But I think the new ones who are just 2 months, I think they need a little bit of touch points and some kind of a, I would say, some amount of encouragement on campus, because right now,
Yeah.
I'm seeing.
Vinod, share your concerns. So what I am hearing is that there are some concerns you have as a parent. Let's zoom out. We are right now talking about the role objective of the guides, right?
Okay.
So is it that the role of the guides is also to connect with the parents' concern?
Yeah, in fact, I've been trying to reach out to most of the cohorts also, and there has been quite a bit of reservation of, as I told you, virtually it's very difficult to do it over a phone call. But that's why I came on 15th to get a little more closer to the cohorts and get a little bit of proximity of getting to know them a little bit better. But I feel some touch points are definitely missing. That's where I was feeling that.
Wait, Vinod, you are coming on to solution. What needs to be done? We are not there. This meeting is not right now. Today, at least, we have not kept that as an agenda. Okay. I'm not saying there is no space for that. Please use both as a parent, as a guide, you can use the Discord, or if we want that as an agenda, then we can close this. We can open that as an agenda. Nothing against that, but right now that is a solution that you are proposing, that there should be more touch points, with an assumption that there are not enough touch points, and we don't even know what are the touch points for. So what I'm trying to say is, if we stay within this objective of the guide, is that an objectives of the guide is also to listen and consider the concerns of the parent.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the responsibility is of the parent to express the concerns, or any other guide also to express the concern. Suppose I as a guide have a concern about any ex cohort member, I can raise that concern openly with them also, as well as in the Discord. The more open we are, it's a Coversity, it's not a secret varsity. So we can express our concerns, and the guides should consider that. Yeah, that is how, is that what you're trying to say, that there could be some concerns and guides should listen and see what we can do about those concerns.
I'm proposing parent and guides interaction.
Now, again, that's an action point. We're talking
Okay.
about objectives. You can do it through interactions in many different ways. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Matlab, interaction is a broad term.
Mm.
Yes, definitely there should be parent guide, parent cohort guides. Everywhere interactions should be there.
That is how.
We are talking about what's the objective. So Vinod, does that kind of address what you are looking at, or you are talking about that let's not do today objectives of the guides, let's look at some of the problems.
No,
and
no
see
problem.
how to solve.
No problem, Ratnesh. I think we will finish this, and maybe next meeting we can pick up this topic and expand on it.
Yeah.
Encourage, motivate, inspire,
Sorry, encourage, motivate.
and inspire them, because it may be, they may be feeling down, whatever they have chosen, and they may be unsure. So if they want, then like we can give that motivation, in between motivation, inspiration, or encouragement.
Yeah, so Nalini, I would suggest let's step back a little. Is it really our role to motivate, encourage them? Or is it their own role? Who should motivate them? Who should be excited about their work? Who should say, man, this is awesome. I want to do this, or I can do this. So is
But-
our role to motivate them, encourage them, or is our role to help them realize that it's up to them how they want to, what they want to look at, what they want to seek, how they want to be ambitious, when they want to be ambitious. Maybe I'm not at all ambitious at 24, but I'm very ambitious at 34. I don't know. I'm just saying, or the other way around. So I'm inviting, because otherwise, if our job is to motivate, encourage, then we are not guides. Then we are motivators, encouragers.
Yeah, but sometimes maybe, yeah, if you think like when you are interacting, and if you think like they may not be expressive, sometimes they may not know.
Okay, so
That-
again, Nalini, is our objective then to, if suppose they're feeling low or down, is our objective to pull them out, or is our objective to support them in such a way that they are themselves able to pull themselves out of their lows?
I
What
guess
is it that we want as a group? We want to drive, because then if I'm motivating somebody, I'm driving him. If I'm encouraging somebody, I'm driving. If they are encouraging themselves, then they are driving themselves. So we have to be clear. What is it that, because the guidelines will come out of that. When people ask, hey, on what basis do I decide? How do I guide? I would say, okay, so the guidelines can come only out of understanding of what is it that we want to do.
yeah, something around what you told, like regarding that motivation, it can be self-motivation, something we have to do. I'm not getting that term. Maybe empower them so that they can be self. Again, it comes to that, I guess.
Yeah, but that's an important thing. Do we want to course correct them, or do we want to empower them so that they course correct themselves? Do we want to
Empower.
give them clarity in goals, or do we want to empower them to seek clarity in their goals?
Yeah, empowering.
What is it that we want to do?
Empowering would be very like great thing, but because it will help them in entire life. But how to empower them, that comes again.
So that we all will learn together, na? From each other.
Yeah, because I'm
But that
thinking
does not mean that we start doing what we have always been doing, or not necessarily always been doing, that what's coming first to our mind, rather than really thinking what is it that we want to do. Yeah, sorry, somebody was speaking.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like how I get motivated would be quite different from how Ratnesh or Nalini. So maybe for them to understand how they can pick themselves up, how they can, if there is a need to be with that struggle or be with that low moment, then that also should be okay, I feel like, because I just feel not everyone can be pushed at all times. Like at sometimes, even us as individuals are not able to, kind of rise above a situation that we might find ourselves in. So maybe we give them that time too. But yeah, I think this empower is something that.
See, the interesting thing I like about the empower word, at least for me, it might just be for me, that does not mean that we don't do anything. Empower also means I empower them to seek help whenever they need to or they want to. So if, let's say, I am feeling down and I need help, if I come to VP and say, VP, I'm feeling down, I want you to talk to me or listen to me or even give me a solution or help me out with this ABCD, that is also power. I have understood that I have the power to ask for help.
Yeah. Empower has so much in it, like so much we can do in that. Also, I think like self-awareness is also very important. As you said, self-awareness, that also is required. But again, everybody has self-awareness. That will help in all these things.
But we are all self-aware, na? What else are we aware of? Okay, more thoughts, Anand, Lakshmi, Rekha, Yogi. We have a nice debate, not debate, nice discussion going on. What are you thinking? Oh, we have only 2 minutes. We still didn't do even objectives. Maybe we need to meet again. Or maybe if required, we extend today's at least by 15 minutes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Last time when we decided about what is the, I don't know if it was roles or I am not getting the word, because we all selected different objectives, right? What is the difference between that and
Rekha, those were the areas where we can work on. We can work on
Okay.
projects. Is this the slide? It's all in one slide. So it's
huh.
easy. So those were the areas. But the thing is, in any area, what is my objective? Am I trying to, for example, assess them, or am I trying to get them to self-assess? Am I trying to, give them, let's say, course correct, for example, I'm taking Vinod's term, or do I want to help them to develop this whole ability, or they have the ability to start using their ability to course correct themselves? So did I clarify what's the difference between these buckets and the actual objective of this?
Yeah, basically zooming out, the buckets are there, zooming out and seeing what can I do in those buckets.
Any of those, yeah.
Any of those, yeah.
So when you said now, Ratnesh, like I remember that from Ramayana, Hanuman knew everything, but he forgot. And I think Jambavan, he empowered him, right? That you have that power when building that bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, these cohorts, they know, like they have everything. We have to be like that to make them realize that they have all these things in their own, then they can use that.
Yeah, so we can do that role to be a mirror of their abilities, their strengths, their even their weaknesses, even their, like you were talking about self-awareness. So we can play that role of a mirror. But mirror is different. Mirror doesn't start doing something for us.
Just shows, it shows
Yeah.
Feels like a Jagriti session to me.
Same thoughts, Kritika. Just now I had, okay, it looks like Jagriti.
Avoiding unnecessary interference, does it comes in objective?
Come again, Yogi?
Avoiding unnecessary interference.
Oh, that will be the guideline. We haven't reached the guideline. We are only talking about the objective. This
Okay.
can lead to.
Goals, vision, domain, whatever they have chosen.
Sorry?
No, that cursor was there, clarity in that. I thought like you can add vision.
Yeah, but do we want to do these? Is my question. I'm still there. Do we want to give them clarity of goals,
No,
or do we want
not
to empower them, or
just no.
support them in getting their own clarity?
Yeah. Support them in getting clarity. Yeah. Support or empower.
Okay, support them in them getting in goals, plans, visions, roadmaps. I'm trying to put all synonyms.
Domain. Right now they are calling it as domain.
Okay, domains, working, reflections, reviews, tracking. I'm trying not to miss any word. And assessment. But is the keyword support? Because the moment we start doing it for them, then we are not really supporting them. Then we are doing it for them.
Guide them, or like not guide again comes on our
Do we just
shoulders.
give prompts or something, as in this is something that could be looked at?
So you are saying, how do we do this?
Mm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sure there are hundreds of ways, and I'm sure there are ways in which Anand does it, or Vinod does it, or Yogi does it, and each one does it in a different way. Not necessarily all of us do it in the same way. So I think that's where we'll all can learn from each other, and that's where we need to, I think, get active on Discord, share what we have discussed with them, how we did about something, so I can learn something from somebody. Otherwise, if let's assume only calls are happening and we don't get a kind of a summary of that call, then we don't know what is going on. So is the number 2 included in number 3? So we can remove number 2 in that. What else could be our objectives?
Guide the cohort, support each other, parent and guide.
Sorry? you
Parent and
speak
guide
l-
together, parent and guide together. mm, uh, Guide the, or empower the cohort.
Yes, you are saying this has to be done both by the
Both
parents.
by the parent.
Fair enough, the parents play the guide's role in any which way.
Interaction, okay.
Yeah, that is by default. Vinod, you want to leave that second point there as is? We can leave it. That's okay. There's no issue with that.
Yeah, no problem, Ratnesh. I think we will take it up as a separate agenda, maybe in the next call or whenever we have time. Not a problem.
Yeah, which is where I also wanted to convey that it is always not necessary that we only wait for this meeting or the meeting with them. If wherever, however we need, any one of us can initiate a discussion and say, I want to meet, I want to discuss, and so on. In fact, you remember, Vinod, I was kind of calling up and saying, let's have a discussion. So when I can do it, which obviously means any one of us can do it, as and when whoever feels a need.
Sure, sure.
So it's an open group. It's not like that just because we have fixed some timings and we can only discuss. So if it fits into these meetings, great. If it doesn't, let's not wait and let the time pass. If we have some concern, if we have a thought, let's put it in.
Initiative to initiation.
Interesting. What? Say more.
Initiate the identifying the problem and get into the discussion part. If anybody is identified.
Yeah, but what's the objective there? That's
Objective
more looks like the
initiative.
action point. But what's
Initiating
the objective?
Objective is initiate whenever feels something should be debate or discuss, as to be something. I have the clarity. Suppose I am the guide, but I am stuck somewhere to discuss an issue. Then I have to initiate myself.
Okay, so initiate is still the action point. I'm just trying to understand the objective behind it. So is the objective is that I as a guide myself seek my own clarity or my own resolution if I have a doubt or a problem or a concern or whatever?
Concerned about the cohort or something about my as a parent, as a guide.
Okay.
These three, I have that roles: guide, parent, and cohort. In three triangle, is there any I have identified any, I am stuck here somewhere, I have to clarity. I need clarity. Then I have to initiate myself. Open for discussion.
Is that what you're saying? Sorry, I'm trying to
Initiate
put it in.
discussion to get clarity in aspect of cohort. Yeah. Any
Listen to them, like, I don't know, I'm thinking more along the lines of the emotional aspect of things.
Can you repeat that, Kirtika?
I'm thinking more about listening to them, from a more of an emotional or that kind of an aspect. Not, yes, of course, domain and all, we are doing this tracking and whatever discussions and all. But how do they feel? And I mean, I don't know how, at what intervals and when and how, but somewhere I feel that also could be one of our objectives.
In the emotional state, see, something.
I mean, there's one thing, it's one thing to, connect with your cohort and have that support, but I'm also thinking it's one thing to be sharing it with a guide, I think. I don't know, just pondering.
No, Kritika, you're almost right. You're spot on there. I think the new ones are definitely struggling. They are not able to open up and share theirs because the system right now is not giving that space for them to talk. So as a parent, I've been listening. That's why I thought maybe there's a situation for us to have a conversation.
Okay.
Emotional empowerment.
Or rather creating that comfort zone so that they can express their emotions freely rather than empowerment. Like if they express before that.
Is it limited to only expressing or find resolutions to their, either if it's a problem or a situation or a need or a want?
Discussion, expressing and discussing.
One part is expressing and one part is also finding a resolution. See, even if I just discuss with you, but it doesn't resolve, then the discussion has no meaning, no matter how great the discussion was.
But
Saying, is
sometimes
it only limited to expressing, or is it also, it is finally the objective is to resolve it, or finally it's just to do that there's a space to express?
yeah, it has come here, right? Like in empowerment, they will be getting that. They'll be getting that solution. Like after discussion and everything, they will be,
One part is emotional empowerment, but I'm going a little beyond the emotions. I'm just saying that, see, emotions are coming because some need or want is let's assume is either not met or not met in the way they would like it to, somebody would like it to meet. Why would an emotion come if all my needs are met or I'm in connection with my needs or wants? Then a particular emotion may not even come. So I'm just trying to put it, is it also about resolution, or is it just about creating a space of listening or expressing and so on?
Yeah. As a guide, we can just give that direction, because they have their solution. They will be having that. We will be guiding them so that they can get that solution by themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what happens if they start expressing in that itself, they will also have this, what they need, and everything will come out when you discuss. From there itself, we can just give direction that where the solution lies. It's not that we are giving solutions. Instead, we will be directing them. Like in coaching, we do. So we don't give solutions to clients. We just listen to them, and they have solutions in them. When they share their problems, we just ask right questions. So that way we can like empower them to find their own solutions. I don't know how to put in few terms.
Behind the emotional expressions, there is a need. We have to identify the need and then make it identify the need.
Yeah.
Then,
What I am suggesting is that when they are expressing that, with discussions, we will come to know that their need and everything. We'll ask questions. So by asking questions, they will be knowing where to look into that, what is the need and everything. They will be saying certain like problem A, but beneath that A, there is something, some root cause or something, as you said, need is there. So they will know that need, right? So we'll ask that question, so that is where this empowerment will come, emotional empowerment. If we start giving solutions to everything, that wouldn't help them.
Then identifying their needs is our main create a space for expressing and identifying their needs.
So is it our objective to identify their needs? As in,
I think it all comes with that whole, I don't know how, but that empowering is where they be able to communicate their needs. I mean, I think it would be it would not always be possible for us to identify, right? So, or we might misidentify, I don't know.
No. We can just help them, like, we can just help them to, talk, express. That's where we come in. I feel that way. Right? Anyway, in Jagrati, like Ratnesh, and you are doing that anyway since so many years. Right? That way, asking questions and stimulations and all those things.
We just have 10 minutes to go. I want to hear more from the other parents also. Like, I would like to hear more from Lakshmi, Vinod. No, Vinod spoke, sorry, Anand.
Kritika, this looks like a comprehensive list for me, and it covers most of the objectives that I think these were the thoughts that were in my mind. Some of them were especially supporting them. I think which is in my opinion is the most important objective of a guide. That itself is comprehensive and it covers different aspects of support that we can give to cohorts. And point number 4, I agree with it, expanding the perspectives, and in what way you support them by expanding the perspectives. And the point number 6 is what I strongly agree, mirror you, be a reflection, or help them to see their reflection in you. It'll help them to identify their strengths, weakness, styles, and abilities. Yesterday, I had a conversation with Aparna, and I like the way how Ratnesh guided her to think for herself. So, well, the list pretty much covers everything, at least to the best of my knowledge.
I want to add one. I would say understand at least understand their own let's call it maybe visions, or vision is a very hi-fi word for me. Maybe what are their ambitions, what are their desires, what are their wants. I'm not just talking in terms of day-to-day wants and needs, like emotional needs. I'm not talking about emotional ones. I'm more talking about even in life, meaning if I am happy with doing this much, is there anything right or wrong about it? One can always say no. Everybody, like when I was a kid, everybody was supposed to be a topper, and I used to ask my parents, how can everybody be a topper? Only a topper can be a topper, na? Everybody else will be below the topper. So is there anything wrong in me being an average? And at least for me, thankfully, my parents never wanted me to be a topper, or never talked about it that way, that, okay, you need to be among the first 10 or whatever. Such a relief it was.
So you mean to say we have to understand them? I'm sorry,
Yeah, so I am proposing that as an objective, that first we can come with our own way of looking at life, our own ambitions, that, you as a child should achieve this or do this or work this much or create these kind of ripples and achievements and accomplishment. But that is our perspective. But have we understood where is he or she, how much he or she wants to, let's say, be, or how is it that he or she wants to be as of now? And some of you were talking about that they are young, they have age. I would say I am young, and even I have time to decide what I want to do in life. There is no hurry to clock anything in the next 3 years. Much the same with them. So again, that's my perspective. But do I work from my perspective, or do I understand if they are ambitious? That's fine. Let's say they want to do, somebody wants to do 10 things, fine. Another one wants to do 5 things. At least let me understand that this person wants to do only 5 things while the other person wants to do 10 things. So I'm thinking of more understanding, which is why we know I'm personally not very much in sync with this new and old. To me, there is no new and old. At least that's not how I look at anybody in Coversity. They are just 7 different individuals. That's all. They are all somewhere in their own journey, in their own life, looking at life in their own ways. And obviously they are in this environment, and they would respond to this environment in different ways, depending on what different things are happening. So I'm personally, I don't like to treat anybody as new, old, big, small, boy, girl, whatever these, because that itself does not give me any understanding. Rather, if I just want to understand, okay, what is this guy going through, or what is this guy wanting to do? Okay, he's wanting to do only this much. He's not wanting to do more than this, or he's wanting to do that much.
To be unbiased and empathetic.
I'm thinking radical level of acceptance.
Wow. Radical.
I mean, to be able to accept, I mean, that's
Yeah,
I-
acceptance.
for many, I'm thinking.
Yeah, but Kritika, the acceptance may make, okay, I may internally may not even accept, but at
Mm.
least I understand that this person is there.
Okay.
I may still not accept it as an individual, which is fine. Somebody will accept something, somebody will not accept something. But can I at least have that as an objective, that let me understand what is he, rather than let me putting in my.
At least acknowledge where they are in their journey, whether irrespective of how I see it.
Yeah, unbiased understanding, like without any bias, without any like judgment.
No, I'm not there. I cannot be unbiased. I cannot be non-judgmental. I am not there in that space. I cannot be 100% accepting. I'm only talking about me, maybe. I think those are just nice things. But finally, it's not about being unbiased. It's about making an effort to know what the other person is thinking or doing in whichever way. I may do it in many different ways, not just by talking. Listening is also one aspect of it. I can just observe how somebody does something. And that itself can be a listening. Why does it has to be a verbal expression and only a verbal listening?
Today I came across something interesting at work where we spoke about indifference and getting too attached to the subject. And the speaker told us that we have to strike a balance somewhere in between. I'm not getting the right word that he used. It's called concern detachment. Where on a spectrum, the extreme part is where you're too clinical and see things as they are. That's the radical acceptance. I think it's somewhat similar to that, Kritika. And the other one is like me, where you are involved and you do everything for them. So somewhere you have to strike a balance. Could that be I'm not getting the right word. I will type it in Discord. Maybe concerned detachment. So you are detached, but you're still concerned about their progress. I hope.
Okay, I've just put down my point. I'm not saying it has to be there. And you were talking about concerned detachment. Is that a way or is that an objective? Is there a way to achieve an objective? Let's say to achieve number 9 is, okay, sorry, I'm using the word dynamic understanding because how I understand somebody today, I cannot just say that will always be the same. Tomorrow he may be different. So I have to change my understanding. That's why I've used the word dynamic understanding. But if it's getting too heavy, I can just remove it. I can just leave it as understanding.
Yeah, understanding itself means that at whatever conditions, whatever situations, you understand that person. So dynamic you can remove, because I was searching in Google, what is dynamic understanding?
Yeah, because a lot of people say, I understand my child. I said, since when? As a joke, I say since 1969, in the sense, is the understanding as of now what he or she is thinking now, because he or she is a flowing river. He or she has already changed her thoughts in the last 5 seconds that you were saying that I'm understanding. Anyway, yeah, let's leave that word dynamic understanding. Don't Google for it. These are my own conjectures.
Yeah, I'm thinking we've spoken a lot about how we are going to, kind of look at their journey. But I'm also thinking one aspect is to see where are we in our journey. Like one thought that's coming to be is not to kind of hold yourself. I'm telling myself not to kind of hold myself back, thinking, oh, Ratnesh and Aditi are the facilitators. So not hold myself back thinking I'm not a facilitator, or I have not done this ever. We bring in our own styles, and we bring in our, I mean, we also learn on the job, as they say.
Absolutely, meaning plus 1,000 to
Journey of the guide. Parent to guide journey. That is my perspective. As a parent, where I am as a guide to become guide.
I mean, I would be very frank about it that sometimes I don't know, people might feel overwhelming when, let's say, I'm speaking so much in, let's say, these meetings, and may feel, oh, he must be knowing, he has done so many Jagrati sessions, blah, 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 whatever it is. But I don't think like that, and I would not like anybody to think like that, that I know anything more or less. I will always share whatever I feel like sharing. I'm of that kind of a person, and anybody else is welcome to share and say and contribute in the way they like to contribute, irrespective of who is talking less, more, or who is. And if you think that maybe I'm pushing too much or doing too much, then I am openly saying, please tell me that enough. Stop, shut up, get lost. Whatever words work for you.
Rascal.
Rascal, whatever. It won't be, I won't get offended by it, because there is no question of offend. We are not trying, nobody's here trying to offend or defend anybody. We are all here to support our children, and that's all. So that's the only line. There is no bottom line. That's the only world in which we are in. Rest is just a transitory current or wind here or there.
Yeah, I always tell myself there's already one Aditi and Ratnesh in the world. I mean, the world is good with them. They don't need more of Aditi and Ratnesh, and that's how I console myself. So I don't have to think and be like that. Yes, I can take inspiration, but I bring in what's authentic to me.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can pause here. It's already 8:04. Yeah. So again, just to close it, again, an invitation to everybody to please speak more, at least in our meetings, because in any case we are remote. If you were here, then that would have been a little different thing. If you spend, which is a request I'm all the time making, which is anyway, as and when you can make it, that would be awesome. Stay here for a week. Then there is a different, then I observe you, you observe me, and so on. And we all observe all the cohort members, and they all observe us. So there's a different, you can say, different energy. So since we are all online and we are not together physically, it's important that we have to translate our thoughts in any kind of expression. So you can express in the meetings, can express in Discord. As of now, these are the two ways in which we can express. If you feel extremely uncomfortable expressing with any of these three, obviously the third one is pick up the phone and call any one of us, whomever you are comfortable with. We are all at par. There is nobody senior, junior, junior, whatever. We are all there all together. We are, as I said, we are a team for the best of our children, isn't it? I mean, what else are we here for? Oh, we could get 9 objectives. I thought maybe we'll have 1 or 2 of them. Awesome. Okay, somebody closing thought. Vinod bhai, closing thought. Vinod Anna.
Yeah, I think
Or
this is good.
Yogi. Yes. Sorry?
Yeah, we'll continue these kind of brainstorming sessions and capture it.
And please put up agendas if you want to discuss something either as a parent or let's not get into these roles also. Let's just be all open and do die. I like that way.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel we should have one guides congregation at the campus. Why should just the cohorts have all the fun? All the guides should also come together once.
Absolutely. I'm waiting for that, Kritika. Good, you brought that up. Not just once, we should keep meeting.
Yes, but at least we start off.
Yeah.
All of us just come down and, spend some good time together, understand each other first.
Okay. Let's pause here. Sorry. I have another session at 9. I need a little time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll this
Bye, everyone.
presentation is available to all as well as I will share the screenshot. Bye.